prepared, we are going to get started. If you're a guest, just be prepared that this technology has changed so many of our lives. And so, if you are invited by somebody that you know and somebody that you love, or if you're just here because you just wanted some hope and somebody came up to you and said, I think I have something for you. Well, then I pray that tonight is going to be such an encouragement and a blessing to every single one of you. So, with that, let me go ahead and get going. All right. Well, like I said, my name is Brittany Francis. My husband and I have been wearing this technology for 21 months, almost 22 months. And on day 11, I was able to cancel my surgery that I had scheduled on my arm. And on day 47, I actually had what was called Hashimoto's, and it's a thyroid condition. And day 47, I went and got my blood work drawn. And it appeared, and indeed, that my blood work had fixed itself, my body had fixed itself, and my thyroid numbers came back to normal. And ladies, I could do jumping jacks after 60 days. And my lady issues that we all women we deal with, I mean, it's just what it is, began to really lessen dramatically to the point where now it's just my body's just back to the way that it should have been and has been years prior. So my husband stopped snoring after 3 days, and my husband actually was severely anemic. And his iron began to fix itself. So, the stories that we have, it's really changed our lives. My daughter, we were told, would never be in driving school, and she's in driving school because she's special needs. And so when we got our hands on this technology, it changed our life. It changed the trajectory of my husband's and my life. And so my prayer is that if you jumped on here because you need a miracle or testimony, or you know people that need hope, that tonight you're going to receive that hope. So just know that this is not a normal disclaimer. This technology is actually in the world of stem cells, okay? And so our bodies know what to do to fix themselves when they are placed in the right position and given the right opportunity. Okay, so we do not treat or cure chronic diseases or illnesses. This technology is just simply set for your body to begin to be put in the optimal level for your body to do what your body was created to do. Okay, so not a normal disclaimer because we tell everybody it works on everything, on everyone, every single time, given enough time. Now, before we jump in and we open it up for testimonies, because I got quite a few text messages saying that there were some testimonies that wanted to share. So please be prepared to share. I do want to jump into the science and why the technology quickly, so that you understand why everyone has different testimonies. Okay, so why the technology that we're talking about today? By the time we're 30, half of our stem cells, they go dormant, so they go to sleep. By the time we're 60, 90% of them go to sleep. And the fewer stem cells that you have, because those are the master building block of your entire body, the fewer stem cells that you have, the faster you age, the slower you heal, the faster your body breaks down. Because stem cells are what are called undifferentiated cells. When you have awake and alert stem cells, your stem cells have the ability to turn into whatever your body needs for your body to repair and renew itself. Okay, so they're found throughout all the body. But let's say that you were to go into the kitchen and burn your hand on your stove. Your stem cells have the ability to turn into whatever cell is necessary for your body to fix. So if your hand has cells like skin cells that are completely damaged, but they're damaged all the way down to the nerve, if you have awake and alert stem cells are heat-seeking missiles. And so they compile together and go into the area, find the areas of damage, and begin to turn into whatever it is that is needed for the body to fix itself. That's why stem cell injections are so they're popular, right? Because the body has the ability to really do some incredible things if your stem cells go to work. Well, the danger, I should say loosely, but yes, true. The danger to just saying, I'm just going to go get stem cells injected is number one, your body may not accept someone else's stem cells. Number two, if they do, your body's going to process those out. Okay. Now, totally different when it's your own stem cells and you're constantly waking them up because stem cells just keep going dormant. So it's just really incredible because your stem cells help the inflammation all the way to the regeneration of your body, all the way to fight viruses and start fixing and energizing your body for the things that are broken and what is wrong. Okay, so David Schmidt is our founder and our CEO. I really want to touch base about David. Okay, he has well over 200 patents. He is the scientist, he's the inventor of this technology, and he's really brilliant. Okay, over 20 years ago, he was actually contracted by the US military to come up with something that the Navy SEALs could utilize that would keep them awake for 24 to 36 hours straight, ready for combat. At the time, he worked for the Defense Department as a contract, he wasn't an employee, but a contractor. They brought him in and would have him work on different things because they knew he was brilliant. So they said, hey, our Navy SEALs have an issue. They're hooked on amphetamines. They need to be ready to go to combat, but you cannot put anything inside their body. So he began to really look at this. So this was in the early 2000s. He began to look at this and he went, okay, let's think about what I can do for our Navy SEALs. So he began to study light frequency. And he began to look at chemical reactions that the body actually had in response to different colors of light. So he began to really dig into these scientists prior to him and really look at why does the body have different reactions. And he found that inside the body, obviously, we have biophotons, which is a very known thing by scientists. And so the deeper he went into light, he realized that light is really something that is incredible. I mean, all of us know what red light therapy is, I'm sure. When a baby's born and the baby's jaundiced, you can go and put the baby in underneath the light, right? So light in itself was really, over 20 years ago, really becoming something that was of interest to him. So he began to really dig into this and he found that yes, we have biophotons, but our body actually emits light frequency. Between 1 to 2 centimeters, he found, it's nothing weird, that there's infrared light around us, right? That's how we find each other. That's infrared cameras at night, right? And so he found that it's not just heat, it's different frequencies of light. And interestingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, he found that there was actually a red light that the body emits that when reflected back into the body naturally elevates adrenaline. So this was his first ever technology. The energy enhancers, which is using the science of photobiomodulation, a reflection of light frequency back into your own body, completely holistic, and the body having a chemical reaction. So the Navy SEALs utilize this, okay, they still do, and all of a sudden it turned into word of mouth where Stanford University got wind of it and they began to utilize it, and their swimmers, their women swimmers began to have all kinds of incredible miracles happen. And they were really starting to swim at a rate that was really impressive. And so they beat their times, they went and they won, and then all of a sudden Olympians began to utilize this technology, i.e., Michael Phelps, and tons of others that you're seeing on the screen in front of you. So he knew he was onto something big. He was, energy is great, but he went further and he started studying the other light frequencies. And in 2008, he really went on a mission to really understand stem cells. And he found that in fact, there is a way to wake up stem cells. And here you are. Why you're on tonight is the X39. This technology reflects a frequency of light back into the body, and the body naturally has a chemical reaction. The body elevates a GHKCU copper peptide. That's the patent right there in front of you. And the patent states, you can't patent placebo, that a GHKCU is actually naturally elevated. And when that happens, miracles begin to happen. I don't know what else to call them. The body begins to activate and fix itself. Okay, so that GHKCU copper peptide is known as the holy grail of healing. So much so that in 1973, the scientists that actually discovered the GHK really what David said should have even won the Nobel Peace Prize because of this finding. Look at what this copper peptide does. It's brilliant. And so instead of injecting it, which people were trying to inject it, people were topically putting it on their face. Now our body can actually elevate it on its own instead of injecting and the body processing it out. So now what you see is real things happening, including activating your stem cells. So that GHKCU peptide is just absolutely incredible. Now, this technology has nothing, before I open it up to testimonies, I want you to understand this technology does not have anything that is being put in your body. It is not a patch that places something inside your body. It's made of these nanocrystal sugar salts that are grinded down to a mirror, and the mirror is made to reflect just perfectly a frequency of light back into the body. Okay, so there's nothing going on inside or going inside the body. Okay, so compare it to where there's a dimmer switch. The longer you utilize this technology, the brighter the dimmer switch is. 70% of people feel a miracle between 5 minutes and 5 days. And I keep saying miracle. Why? Because when you have lost hope, what are you hoping and praying for, right? And so this technology, when you utilize it, 70% of people feel something unbelievable between 5 minutes and 5 days. 97% of people feel something unbelievable within 90 days. So you really want to look at this. Now, as you start hearing the testimonies tonight, I want you to look at a time frame, okay? Now, within the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. This is about a quarter to a fifth of your entire body starting to reset the way it was before it was damaged. It's incredible. Okay. And then within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. So I mentioned earlier about my daughter. Okay. But the brain becomes balanced. So PTSD, anxiety, depression, memory loss, PTSD, all these little nuances, the brain begins to start balancing. Okay. So I was on ADHD medicine before I began to utilize this technology. My brain now has calmed down to the point where I can process A through Z. Okay. My kids sometimes argue that, but I really, really can't. And so, but what you want to understand is that the longer you utilize this, the more things will change. And then within 3 months, the collagen is increased. So, ladies, yes, hair, skin, nails, woo. But the collagen is actually the matrix of the body. So I like to compare it to like my grandmother being able to get in and up and out of her chair. Collagen is important. So your ability to move is really important. So the collagen naturally begins to fix itself. And then within 6 months, it's clinically proven that the cardiovascular age of the heart reverses. My father-in-law came in town April 19th of last year. It took a minute, but we did talk him into patching. Actually, I did. My husband was like, "Oh." But my husband already stopped snoring and bleeding internally, all these things. So he knew it worked. And so we did put it on my father-in-law, and 4.5 months later, he was cleared and he was no longer in heart failure. So this is not an anti-aging. This is literally what you're looking at is age reversal. The newest clinical studies show at the mitochondrial level, at the telomere level, the telomeres actually lengthen in a healthy way to a healthy lengthening, where if you utilize this technology longer than 6 months, they started seeing changes at the mitochondrial level where the average age reversal was an average of 8.5 years. So it's really incredible to think about that. Okay, so this is a proprietary form of phototherapy. Okay, patented nanocrystal technology. Nothing is going inside the body. No drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants. It's non-dermal, non-transferable. Okay, so it doesn't get in the way of any medications. So it's extremely sophisticated, very, very simple to explain. It's just photobiomodulation at its finest. And so I'm just so excited for all the text messages that I received tonight. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up over the last 4 or 5 days. I've got incredible uh, te- just text saying, can I share? Can I share? So I'm going to open it up for those of us in the family that want to share, and I'm going to spotlight you and you can share what has been happening for you. So if you want to raise your hand or you can just unmute yourself. I know there are people on here because I got the text. Dr. Jones, do you want to go first? I'll call on you while the others come on. Just unmute.
How's that? Am I unmuted now?
You are unmuted.
Okay, great. Good evening, everybody. I am so happy to share my testimony. I'm a physician, internal medicine. I switched 17 years ago to weight loss and wellness. So I've always been in the wellness arena as far as products for my patients. Last year, 2024, May, Memorial Day 2024, I'm barbecuing at the house, waiting for the family to gather around so I could start serving everyone. Now I'm a New Yorker at heart. I'm very type A, always in a hurry, always rushing, which isn't good. But that day I started slurring my words. I figured I'm just tired, no big deal. Well, I dragged on to the next day, was admitted to the hospital finally, because doctors are lousy patients, I'll tell you. Uh, Diagnosed with a stroke, a small stroke on this side right here, which crosses over to the right side. So I had right arm and right leg weakness. I was in the hospital for a number of days, vigorous physical therapy, occupational therapy, discharged home. I came home with a cane. I came home with a chair for the shower so I could take a shower and sit in a chair. I had to be driven everywhere. I was Ubering back and forth to physical therapy, occupational therapy, very motivated, very determined to get better. And I had excellent help, excellent health care. Well, I saw patients as well, but I had to be driven to the office. So that was last year. This last June, a good friend of mine who I'd been in other natural products with in other network marketing companies shared with me this patch that we'll be learning about today. I started that patch in June of this year, 2025. That was in June. By August, I had cleared my entire back of the house. I had furniture I had to move and clear out. I cleared out about a cord of wood, firewood that was stacked in the back too. People were going to come in and clean the pavers and pressure wash it and seal it. Everything had to be lifted off the deck. A big area. Tables and chairs, heavy objects I did by myself with the help of a hand truck and, of course, the flatbed dollies. But the point of all this is this: the desire to want to do it was there. I felt like I was my old self again. I put on the work gloves, got out the wheelbarrow, moving things out, stacking things out of the house, getting ready for the gentleman to come in and take care of things. Well, since then, I got discharged from physical therapy and occupational therapy. I drive to work myself. I see patients continuously. And I'll tell you, all this has to do with, well, two main things. First of all, the person who was good enough to overcome her fears or maybe a nervousness and say to me, "Hey, Bill, try this." And I'll always be indebted to her for that. This thing has changed my life. It gave me the desire and the drive, the stamina, the strength and energy to do it. And I will never be without it. I started in June. I'm supposed to take it for a month for each decade of my life. I'm 64, so I should take it actually until December. But I'm gonna go longer than that, you could imagine. Anyone who's in this company, you're very blessed and very fortunate. In my years of network marketing, 22 years off and on with different companies, I told you before, I've never ever seen anything like this. This eclipses anything I've ever done. I have had some amazing products I still use and my patients still enjoy. But this is heads above all.
Oh, I love it. And I got to meet you, Dr. Jones, and I was like, oh, look at him. He's walking like that. Just, I think I almost wanted to cry when I saw you in Vegas. So thank you so much for sharing. I am so grateful for you, and I love our friendship. So thank you for sharing. And
Thank you,
I just
Brittany.
I look forward to more and more testimonies coming from you and from the people that you love. Aaron had message, and I am so excited to. And everybody, hey, if you want to, because I know I got a lot of text messages this week. Some of you all may not know how because they were new names. So when you want to raise your hand, you can just take your cursor down to the react button. There's a heart, and you just click it, and it says raise hand, and that's how you can raise your hand. So Aaron, go for it.
Hi, Britt. So
Hello.
tonight I'm coming on to share somebody else's story. So I know of a young lady. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
you can.
Okay. I know of a young lady who is in her early 20s and she has type 1 diabetes. And so a dear friend of mine patched her and said, just give it a try. Let's see how it helps. And so before she started patching, she was constantly having to add insulin, monitor it throughout the day. And her friend said that her coloring was just really low, no energy, just like the light was kind of out of her, and she just struggled day to day. And once she started patching within the first week to 10 days, she started to notice that she wasn't having to add insulin throughout the day. And it became, every couple of days she would add a little bit, but those levels were just leveling out. And now she has a lot more zest for life and energy. And so she's really now starting to focus on like her goals and next steps in life, where before it was just such a struggle with her day to day. So, anyways, that's a huge win for her.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for sharing because I had not heard the type 1 yet. So
We're so excited.
yeah, that is huge. That is massive. So thank you so much for sharing.
You're
I love
welcome.
it. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and open it up. Anybody else want to unmute? I know I got some text messages. So let's see if somebody can unmute.
Hey, Britt.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, I am good. How are you? I'm going to share mine real quick, just super quick. So we are, let's see, we're like 11 months into patching now. We started in January, my husband and I both. And I did not realize I had extremely chronic fatigue every single day for a year and a half. I would hit the same wall probably 3 p.m. I was just so exhausted. I could go to bed for the rest of the night and just be done. And literally day 2 of patching for me, I had a complete 360. So I had so much more energy. I was able to like get through my day, be with my 3 kids. I was working full time also, so that was so crucial for me. My husband actually lost 15 pounds of inflammation in the first week and a half, which was huge for him. We've come to find out that he's very gluten intolerant, but the patches just helped him so much on his overall wellness journey. And we're just excited. I feel amazing. My skin is actually looking so good. I mean, I get compliments all the time, which is great. Very much more like elastic and glowy, and my wrinkles I've noticed are decreasing as well. So it's just been great, and we are just enjoying the patching journey overall for sure.
I love it. Thank you so much. Can you share real quickly, um, your son?
Oh
Because
yeah.
I really would love to touch on this because I just had somebody else that texted me yesterday about their son.
Oh my gosh. So we also started patching our son who was 7 at the time. We'd heard incredible things about vision, and we were like, okay, well, if we're going to do this and it's super safe, no contraindications, I felt really comfortable doing that. So we were patching him. He 4 weeks later went from a 20/40 to a 20/30. And we knew this because I caught him in his room reading chapter books without his glasses on. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to go take him and get his eyes retested just to see. And sure enough, he had gone down an entire row. So he started second grade with glasses and he ended without glasses. So we were very much um, in awe and just so excited for him because he just hated wearing glasses and struggled in school. So he's just thrilled.
I love it. Thank you so much, Britt.
Yes.
I didn't know about the gluten intolerance, so that is fantastic. I love it. All right, Tick. Oh, yay. We get to hear from Tick. I haven't heard Tick in a while. Hello, sir. Tick and Duck.
Okay, hello.
Tick and
You
Duck.
hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
I'm 83 years old. I live just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. I've been on the patch for over a year now. Have no plans to stop. My biggest miracle was the fact that I had pain in my neck, C6, C7 surgery. It was excruciating pain before the surgery, and it's still the pain never really went away afterwards. It was just lesser, and I would take handfuls of pills morning and night just to help subdue the pain. It was no quick fix for me. It was 4.5 months, and I realized that the pain was dramatically less, and I stopped taking meds, pain meds, and I've been doing really well. And I am far more limber than I used to be. I'm very, very active. Most people my age, I'm sitting on a couch, and that's not me. I'm up and around, and we're going all the time. So that's my story.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, Jeff Anderson.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah. I'm magnificent, but I'm getting better. My name is Jeff Anderson. I'm from Fairfield, Texas, about 90 miles south of Dallas. I've been on the patch for 18 months now. When I first got started, I had no pain, I had no discomfort, I had no health issues, nothing. I just thought at my age, with everything I do, I'm a home inspector. I mow 4 family yards and take care of 60 head of cows. I'd had acid reflux and allergy since 85, acid reflux since 15. To tell the first part of my story, within about a month, I realized that my body had healed itself of allergies from wearing an X39 and of acid reflux. I've had stuffed jalapenos 16 times since June the 1st of last year. One night at 10 o'clock, I had two for a bedtime snack. But the main thing I wanted to share was about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, one of my bulls got in my aunt's pasture. I got him back and I had to go patch fence. So I spent about 6 or 8 hours walking the fence line, cleaning the fence line, and repairing fence. When I got home that evening, about 6 o'clock, I had if you flex your thigh, the tendon on the outside of your knee gets tight. Well, it locked up, and I couldn't even put my foot down on the floor. It's like my foot was asleep. I couldn't put my foot down on the floor. I pulled in the bathroom, pulled the X39 off of my C7, the back of my neck right here, and put it on that tendon. The pain immediately dissipated, and the tendon unlocked, and I could put my foot back on the floor. Thank you, ma'am.
That was good. I love it. And I do want to talk so quickly. How many months, Jeff, were you? Because this is important, right? Because actually, I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I fell down the stairs, and so I had been utilizing the technology for quite some time. So because of that, I already had stem cells that were working and moving. So how long would you say it had been that you've been utilizing it?
17 months. When I first, on my birthday back in July, was when I discovered I had a sharp shooting pain in my back. I was in Walmart. Thought, okay, I'm 67 now, I'm falling apart. And I pulled the patch, the X39 off my neck again and stuck it right there on the lower, right at my shirt in the middle of Walmart, stuck it on the point of pain, took 2 steps, and it was gone. So from May the 1st of last year to July the 7th of this year.
Okay.
So 14, 15 months at least, right in there when I first discovered this.
Because those stem cells are awake and alert, babe.
Yes, ma'am. Jumping up and down.
I love it. All right. Oh, I love those two faces. Okay, Stacy and Lee. You can just unmute. Sorry.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I'm Stacy Dickerson, and this is my boyfriend Lee. My husband is out of town.
So we just kind of keep it on down.
Keep it on down. Okay, so guys, we've been on the patches now for
About a year and a half.
So I had a friend that called me and she said, "Are you still having migraine headaches?" And so I was having migraine headaches, guys, to the point where I had to black out my windows, blackening curtains, and put a sound machine in there that would just have quiet sounds to relax me. I had migraines that bad. Have not had a migraine since patching. Not a one. Not a one. I had sciatic nerve issues down my back where I literally could not move, could not take a step. Have not had it ever since. Day 5 is when I noticed that I can get out of the bed without stretching, without crying, moaning. And I got up dancing. Okay. I mean, it's just been so much. It saved my dog's life from going into kidney failure. It
So
has just
before that,
been
what about
amazing.
she's had three
3 children,
three
cesarean.
cesareans.
Yes.
Tell
And
them what
so
happened.
I would call it my little bubble wrap because you know how you have bubble, the little wrap, and you pop them. And so my incision was filled with my little bubbles. And there was one particular spot that was on the end where they had tied it up like a knot. When I tell you I have no more bubble wrap, y'all, not one.
You can't
No,
even tell
it
where
is
the scar
smooth. You can't even tell what the scar is. So I know that it works. Given enough time, it will work on everything, on everyone, and every little creature, a chicken, a hen, a frog. Yes.
It even worked on me. So I'll tell you about what happened with me. So for myself, I started the patches and probably about 3 months in. I'm 60 years old, and I used to have to wear glasses to read on the computer and for the computer and for reading. And after being on the patch for 3 months, right now my eyes have healed themselves. I no longer need glasses, so I'm good to go with that. The other thing I suffered with was I was getting up 3 and 4 times a night to go to the restroom. No longer do I get up in the middle of the night to have to go to the bathroom, and I've got better sleep and better rest. But the person who's really most thankful about what the patch has done for me is my wife. I used to snore the roof off the house. I had a CPAP machine. I had sleep apnea. I no longer have it. I no longer have to wear that little
That
circle.
sexy machine, y'all.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
sexy machine.
So it has completely changed our lives. It's been the best thing that we could have done. So
Yes. No one thinks that we're as old as we are. And everyone is like, I would think that you're in your 40s, so much energy. I'm like, hello, I am reversing age. Hello, you want to join me? All right, y'all have a good one. That's all we got for right now, but we do have a lot more.
Love it. My favorite is you already know, not the snoring, it's the dog. So
Yes.
Ryan that knows me. Catch those dogs. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Catch 'em.
Okay, and next, we have Officer Stevens right here. So you can hit unmute. Yes, sir.
Can
Thank
you hear me?
Yes, thank you for your service.
Hey, appreciate it. So, we started these patches last Thanksgiving. Uh, Fortunately, a good friend of mine now, by the name of John Hinckley, heard my wife's story and drove to my office Wednesday before Thanksgiving to bring us some patches so we didn't have to wait for him to come in with the holidays. My wife, 2 back-to-back brain surgeries, 6 months after we got married, headache 24/7 for 9.5 years. Went through every procedure, neurology, pain management, neurosurgery could put her through. Nothing worked. Couldn't bend down, squat down, pick our grandkids up. Dave Reed just sent me this, and I'm thinking to myself, there's no way this little sticker is going to do anything for my wife because we done been through everything. But then I got to thinking, we prayed and prayed and prayed for something. And I'm like, surely this ain't what he sent me, but it is. So Thanksgiving morning last year, we put this patch, the stem cell patch, on my wife and the inflammation patch both at the same time. 24 hours later, her headache was gone. Her and her mom and sister left to go to Branson for a girls' trip for Thanksgiving. I'm calling her every day. Hey, how's your head? How's your head? Hadn't had a headache since. Been almost a year. Thanksgiving will be a year. As far as me, the only issues I really had getting older, getting out of bed 2 or 3 times a night, going to the bathroom, getting out of bed sore every day, all ended in 2 weeks. I sleep better now than I've slept in 30 years. So Also, I work two full-time jobs. I build this in the nooks and crannies of my life. So anybody that says they're too busy and can't do this, give me a call. I'll tell you what busy is.
Oh, well, I love it. Well, so Officer Stevens, thank you for sharing because that right there, what I should have done, and I apologize, is I should have thanked all of you who have served our country in any capacity. All of our veterans, really truly, we would not we would not be here if it were not for those that protect our country and protect us. So thank you to all of you, because truly, without y'all's service, well, we wouldn't all be here. So, I'm going to open it up. Are there any other testimonies that want to share tonight? Any other testimonies?
Brittany, hi, it's Patricia. I just wanted to give a testimony about my husband.
Yes.
I patched him 4 months ago. Well, it's going on right now, his 5th month. And he had a big cyst on his forehead that the doctor said he was going to have it surgically removed. And it is now half the size that it used to be. And it's going down, it's getting smaller. And the doctor said he couldn't believe it. And he doesn't need surgery to have it removed because it's shrinking. He takes his patch off after 12 hours and puts it right on that cyst, and it's been getting smaller ever since. It's unbelievable. And he's had that probably 3 years now that it was getting bigger, slowly getting bigger. And he didn't do anything about it, and now it's almost gone. And I do have pictures, but they're on my phone, and I have to get them together, before and after pictures. And also, he is a cement finisher. He's a retired police officer, and he always did cement work on the side. And he would come home every day holding his hands, his wrist. He had severe arthritis, pain in his hands, and especially his wrists. He would have to wrap them. It is totally gone. Totally gone. Unbelievable. He's 77. You would never know it. And he does cement every day. And he doesn't feel any pain in his hands whatsoever. And he also gets leg cramps, Charlie horses, and like his legs would, like his feet, like lower extremities and his feet would be tingling and numb, and that is like going away. He doesn't have those Charlie horses so often anymore. Like he would jump right out of bed with it, and it hasn't happened in a while. So there's so many things happening. And he swears by he will never stop wearing those patches because he said he wants to work till he's 80 years old.
Well, I'm just so excited. I'm so grateful that you shared, because I know that there have been testimonies coming in a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to sound like,
I've been wanting to. And for myself, I have more energy all day long. I'm running. I don't feel tired, like crashing in the middle of the afternoon anymore. I'm sleeping better. I'm dreaming. I have like seasonal allergies, and I can't believe I'm getting through this season. The fall is worse for me. I live in New England, and the fall is worse. And every year around this time of year, I completely lose my voice. I can't even talk. My family's happy, but I don't have a voice for like a whole week between like Halloween and Thanksgiving, and it hasn't happened yet. So I think I'm over that hump. So I'm excited about that. No sore throat, swollen glands. I've been patching for 6 months, and I haven't been sick a day. I feel great.
I love
Yeah.
it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I got to hear your story. We all got to hear it. That's
Yes, yes.
all
Yep.
right.
Excited. Oh, one more thing. My
Yes.
gums, I had receding gums, but they all came down. Yep. I had new growth on my gums.
I love it. Yeah, dentists
Yes.
we actually have a couple of dentists that just jumped in not too long ago because they had seen the change in their own gums.
Yes.
I love
Yep.
it. I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And there's more to come.
Yes. Oh, yes. I know there is. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm really excited. There's the hand that I was hoping for, I believe. So, Rebecca, you can go ahead and unmute, or if you can show, I don't know if you can turn on your camera.
It's actually me.
And there he is. How are you?
Very good, but hey, we just want to tell you they weren't able to get on tonight. With them not being here, I won't use names. We had someone that is in our organization that he was diagnosed with some prostate issues this last year, and of course, when that happens, urinary flow and whatnot becomes a problem for men. After 3 days on the patch, is having full flow of urination, which sounds crazy, but anyhow, that's quite an important deal when you have health issues, especially as we age.
I am just so happy that you shared that because there was somebody a couple of days ago that had asked and they had said, I don't know where he went. Oh, that they had asked about that and I said, "Oh, I've definitely heard some testimonies. So thank you for sharing that." So that is guys, I mean, come on, what a testimony Tuesday. Thank you for sharing everyone. Is there anybody else that wants to share before we continue?
Britt, I want to say one thing about when you're having Charlie horses. If you put an Eon patch on it, those Charlie horses will dissipate pretty quickly. Jane last night had a Charlie horse and put the Eon, took it off of her wherever she had it, and put it on the specific spot that she was having that leg cramp, and it dissipated within about 3 minutes. I did the same thing about a month ago, so that's something that people can utilize.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for sharing that. That's really, really good. I'm glad that you said that because I'll even cover that as we close out, actually, about the Eon patch because we've seen some incredible things with the Eon patch. Where did my screen go? Let me stop share and then let me share again. Sorry, guys. No, thank you for that. That's wonderful. Ray, did you want to share? Nope. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get back into our screen. Sorry, guys, my computer totally froze. Okay. There we go. Oh, all right. 1 minute, guys. Sorry. Technical difficulty. I don't know why let's see. Let's see if we can get back in here. Nope, it's not letting me in. I don't know what happened. All right, here it comes, guys. Sorry. Let me open it. Here we go. Okay. All right. Were you wanting to share?
Yeah.
I think you're on Echo. I think that there's maybe two different screens.
Yes. Yeah.
You could just close out on one of them so that we can hear you. Oh, unmute one and then mute the other. There you are.
Okay. Now, we're talking about first time hearing about Charlie horse for muscle cramp. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, for the first time I'm hearing that terminology, Charlie horse for muscle cramp. Okay, now I have one of the businesses that are developed in the past. Okay, I was under intensive heat, 90 something degrees. Okay, to provide the services to to car dealerships.
Okay.
And in the process, I developed very severe muscle cramp. And when it starts, I mean, sometimes it might start on my arms, sometimes it might start on my thighs or on my shoulder. And when it starts, boy, you can see it jumping. You can see it jump very, very severe. And I mean, I was taking all kinds of medications and tonic water, to stop the process. But I mean, it's for years. I went through that process for years. But when I started patching, boy, it's completely gone. I never had any experience about muscle cramps anymore. I mean, it's now that I had the other guy talk about it, I say, hey, let me share this testimony. I mean, for now, no more muscle cramps. And when he does, the area that he hits will stay painful for 2 or 3 days before it subsided. Before it subsided. But now completely gone with the X39 patch.
I love it. Well, thank you. Well, now if anybody is doubting the muscle cramps, don't doubt anymore. We've heard 3 people tonight, which is a common issue, right? So this technology, it works on everybody, on everything, every single time. What an incredible testimony night. So this is how you're going to wear the patch. You're going to wear it 12 hours on and 12 hours off. You can take it off, you can put it on your dog, because if you love your dog, right here, this GHKCU peptide, it actually does accelerate wound healing in dogs and also helps them with anti-inflammatory issues. Or with inflammatory issues. So let's say that there's kidney issues or anything like that, you're going to see some changes inside your little dog or your big dog. I have 4 big dogs. So you can take it off, put it on your dog, throw it away, because once it hits light and your own heat, it activates between 16 to 20 hours. You only want to wear it for 12 hours because your body needs to rest, and then take it off, put it on the dog, and then throw it away and put a new patch on the next day. So more validity. There's a technology that is also out of LifeWave, and because they were so incredibly mind blown with the X39 and the outcoming technology, this gentleman did a documentary called The Code of Creation. And so be looking for that next year. It's going to be released on Amazon, Netflix, and a few other areas. So if there are testimonies tonight that you said, well, what about this? What about neuropathy? What about, the answer is yes for everything. Okay, you can go to thisisit.info.com and you can actually tap testimonies and you can see children, dental improvement, just like, she just said, skin, hair, ear, hearing. And yes, there are tons of doctor reviews. Doctors are really getting excited about this technology. It's really catching notice there, like Dr. Jones was talking about. So it's really incredible to see what we have our hands on. And thisisit.info.com has more information. If you say, I want to see the patents and all that, it's incredible. This becomes our miracle inbox. And this is why we do Testimony Tuesday. This is what fuels my husband and I. You can wear it and share it, but no matter what, you want to make sure that you utilize just the X39 from the person that invited you to this, because there are other people that try to scam and say that that it's real, but these type of testimonies do not happen unless it's actually the X39 from the actual technology. So what you want to do is you want to get back to the person that invited you to this, and you say, okay, I just want to try it. That's fine. You do the core. The core is $295, and that gives you 3 months. So if you're married, you can split it up. Split it like a month and a half, but you want to utilize it at least, like Dr. Jones said, 1 month per decade that you're alive. And then the advanced gives you 6 months. Or if you have a couple, then you can utilize that for 6 months. Now, I want to talk about this for a minute. Advanced Plus or Premium, like my husband and I, we have 4 kids, and so we wanted to patch everybody. But please hear me. There is the Eon patch. The X39 is your Mama Bear patch, and I'm glad that Greg did tap on the Eon patch. The Eon patch is, if X39 is Batman, Eon is Robin. Okay, so X39 is your Mama Bear. Everybody needs the X39. But the Eon patch, you also wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off, but you can wear it at night. So then you have a 24-hour window. If you have major inflammation, then you can actually mix and match the person that you get back with. If you're new, you can mix and match, and you can actually order like let's say that you do the advanced and you do 3 or 4 sleeves. A sleeve is one envelope of 30 of these patches. You can actually do 4 sleeves of the X39 and 4 sleeves of the Eon. So they'll help you mix and match, which means 4 months of the Eon to really help you take down that inflammation. So I really would suggest that if there is some inflammation, I know Dr. Jones would even say inflammation is a lot of the root causes of our issues. And the X39, it absolutely will work. It wakes up those stem cells will go and they'll travel where they need to go, right? But if our body's not inflamed, they can get there faster. Okay, so that's really important to know. So all I can tell you all is thank you for sharing tonight. We love Testimony Tuesday because we want to know what is happening across the globe with all of our brand partners, with all of our people, our friends, our family, our loved ones, because truly, you guys, this is why this Miracle Inbox Tuesdays, we want to know the difference that it's making in people's lives. So God bless all of you guys. We're so excited that you joined us tonight. Get back to the person that invited you to this, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for you to share your testimony on Testimony Tuesday. Have an incredible night, and God bless.
Woohoo!